Hello there! How are you? How have you been? What are you up to? How are you doing? The topic of this video is this book, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Now, I know she's just released her new book, Happy Place, but I don't have that one. So I'm gonna read this one, because I have this one. So yes, that's what this is gonna be. Reading vlog of me reading Emily Henry. I'm pretty sure I've read another book by her. Let's see which one I've read. I've read one and I remember, honestly, I remember being underwhelmed. But that can always change. Maybe I like it now, I don't know. But I have faith for this one because everyone loves it. Actually, I don't really know what this is about at all. I just know it's a romance and the weather is beautiful and I love books. So let's read a romance about books, right? Oh, I read Beach Read. I think I read Beach Read. Did I read Beach Read? Yes, I read Beach Read by Emily Henry and I gave it 3 stars. I don't know, my friend also just recently read another Emily Henry book. She did read People We Meet on Vacation and she said it was fantastic. So obviously Emily Henry has a lot to show me and I'm quite ready to start. So let's just get crack-a-lacking. I'm gonna read outside, I'm gonna try to get my tan on and then I'll be back to update you on how this book is going. I literally can't see anything. Okay, already here with the first impressions. If this Charlie guy from the prologue, if he's the love interest, I'm gonna lose it because I'm imagining him as a middle-aged fat bald man. So he better not be it because I'm gonna have to really change how I view this man. But I think it's not him. And I hope it's not enemies to lovers in this way. But it really might be. I hope this is just to show her character and not that he's the introduction of the love interest. I think I spoke too soon. I think this guy is the love interest and they have pretty good banter, not gonna lie. But I still imagine him as a bald 45-year-old man. But I think I have to just reimagine that. Okay, so literally 20 pages in. I kind of love it already. Don't judge a book too early, but I kind of love it already. I mean, at least I really like the concept. I love that she's going on and on about all these tropes, and I feel like what's gonna happen, it's gonna go 2 ways, which is the only ways it can go, so I'm gonna make a really accurate prediction here. It's either gonna be that she exactly falls into the trope, and then that's the irony of the book, or it's gonna be that she completely doesn't follow the trope, but somehow still ends up with a love interest, because obviously it's a love interest because it's romance. I do really like tropes. I like small town trope. I hope it's not enemies to lovers. I really think it is. I think the Charlie guy is the love interest. Hopefully he gets hotter to me as I read. Wait. Okay. I think I get it. This is pretty good. It's like kind of fun. And I'm imagining him as more attractive now because we had a sequence where she described him as attractive, which helped. But this is kind of fun. I like Nora. I relate to Nora. I also have my hair. I look like a poodle. Also have a Dewey Decimal brain. And I want to be a career woman. Other than that, Libby is fun. I like Libby. Charlie, I'm undecided about. She's running to him at a cafe. At least she thinks she's run into him at a cafe. So she's testing it out by sending him an email and he replies. And she watches him reply. So clearly it's the same guy. How she didn't realize that, I don't know. You've sat face to face with this man at a cafe. How do you not remember what he looks like? But I guess some people have bad facial memory or something. I don't know. And I'm kind of imagining this guy as having like a brooding personality. So I'm imagining this with like a deep voice. That's another thing about me when I read books. I kind of just put my own spin on it. Whatever the author intended, that's up for questions, in my opinion. I can do whatever I want. I mean, it's my reading experience. If I want to imagine him different than he is, then I can do that. Like, for example, in Love on the Brain, this man is clearly not blonde. The entire time I read this book, this man was blonde. Levi was blonde. Since when does Levi have black hair? Not in my book. I do things like that. My brain does it. I just felt like he needed to have blonde hair, and I feel like this man has a broody, deep voice. So I'm impressed so far. I'm impressed. This was a Vervain lemonade, which I thought was fun because I'm obsessed with Vampire Diaries. And then also, look at this bathroom. It's literally the fanciest bathroom I think I've ever been in. He's just said something that's literally the cringiest thing I've ever heard on the planet. He did like a monologue moment. Like, nobody speaks like that, sir. Why'd you do that? And he is 100% the love interest for sure. Actually, I say that he's 100% the love interest. I think that's the case, but there is another guy who she's seen like twice. She has never even interacted with him. I don't even know his name, but he's Hot Lumberjack or something. He could be introduced. Are we gonna have like a freaking love triangle here? Because that's not the vibe, is it? Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. I'm sorry. Anyway, last night I got to 100 pages, which literally looks like nothing. Like I said, I'm kind of understanding the hype. I hope it continues. I'd really, really love if I found another favorite book. Like, I'd really love that. That'd be fantastic. Also, do I sound like I just woke up? I think my voice sounds deeper. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading today, and I'll update you as I go. Oh my goodness. Find you a man that knows to say the right things. Wow, this man knows to say the right things. That's because he's written by a woman, but oh my god. Okay, so I've been reading for like a while. I'm at page 180, and they just got together. They made out, they kissed, crazy stuff. Then they had a fight. The conflict of this book is basically that they can't be together because they work for the same company, like they're colleagues, and like, sure, but up until this book they really hadn't even worked together. Like, they just, like, they're not related in any sense. Not like a secretary type situation. Like, it's barely a workplace romance, so I don't see the issue with that, and I think they just need to get over it and be together because clearly they want to be. This book is pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on chapter 19, over halfway, and I'm enjoying it. It's very, very easy to read, and she just made a reference to Beach Read. She mentioned January Andrews, which I thought was fun. So yeah, it's going well. I'm gonna keep reading. The only thing though that I have to complain about with this book, this is actually not the book's fault. This is my mom's fault, technically, because she bought it. It's the fact that this book is big. It's the freaking dreaded big book. Why do they even make that? Like, why do they make books that are different size than other books? Who on earth collects books in this size? What stupidity is that? I have made it to page 300 of this book. Here's the update. I think in the last update I was talking about how the only issue is that they're co-workers, whatever. So they've gotten over that. They're fully together now. And now the new issue is that he's not moving back to New York. And obviously she does not want to be a small town girly. That's the trope she's been trying to avoid this entire time. All her ex-boyfriends left her for the small town trope. But I also have to say, I don't love how quickly they got together. I know this is not a fantasy, so we can't have freaking yearning that literally lasts 6 months to like 5 years, but a little bit more slow burn for me, please. Because let me clarify myself here, not even more slow burn. I get that some books aren't slow burn. This is almost insta love. They had their first meeting and they didn't like each other, cool dandy, but then they've now known each other for 3 weeks and they're like saying I love you. 3 weeks, maybe a month tops, because she's only in Sunshine Falls for a month. That's all the time they spent together, and they're saying I love you and like dropping their lives for each other. Too much. I feel like we're like, since page 150 they've basically been together, and they're very domestic, and there's no yearning and there's no spice. What they had at the start, they don't have that anymore, because now they like each other or whatever, or they don't have like the comebacks anymore. I don't know, it's gone, and I don't know where it went. I want it back. That was interesting to read. I like both of the characters. I think he's great. He's a lovely man. Charlie is fantastic. He knows exactly what to say and how to do and how to act. I have officially established he is hot. In my mind, he is basically the same guy as Elliot from Love in Other Words. Is he not? Am I imagining that they're the same guy? Like, they might have a little bit different personality, that's for sure, but they're very similar. In my mind, they look the same. So, but that's just me probably. That's just me imagining a thing. Also, I don't love, oh my god, I'm literally just rambling for no reason. I don't love that I can't exactly imagine my surrounding. They don't spend a lot of time in this book on descriptions of the place. Normally when I read books, I can literally like see the movie play. For this one, I don't have that as much because I don't know what the surroundings looks like. So it's kind of like I'm watching the characters in a blank room, and I often forget where they are. And I kind of like the descriptions, I guess. I like the descriptions of the atmosphere and like what it looks like and which vibes I should be getting. I think it adds to the story. So yeah, that has some drawbacks, but I like the overall bits and bobs. But I really need to see how this ends to decide if I like it or not, because I need to see what trope it decides to be, because that's really important. was a good book. Alright, hello there. Let's discuss Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I have decided that I like this book. I thought it was very, very fun. First, let's discuss the cons and then we'll end off with the pros. Okay, so I have 3 main cons with this book. The first one is that I felt kind of predictable. I mean, but to some extent that's fine because it's a romance novel. Like, it's gonna be predictable. Like, they're gonna end up together. I realize that. Obviously, she's not moving to the small town. Like, that's not happening. But it is a romance, so obviously he's gonna be moving back to New York. And so I never really had a fear that they wouldn't be together or like that the issue was actually a conflict. Cause like, this is obviously gonna sort itself out. Especially because the only reason he was staying in the small town was to help his parents when clearly there was another solution. Like, it wasn't actually that big of a deal as to why they couldn't be together. There was not a good enough reason for their relationship not to work. Like, the third act conflict, in my opinion, was completely useless because it literally added to nothing. My second thing that I don't like is that it felt kind of rushed, I guess. Not rushed in the sense that she wrote it too quickly. I feel like they've only known each other for like a month. Like, yes, they've known each other's existence for like 2 years, but the first time they met, they didn't like each other. And then they meet again, and then 3 weeks later, they're telling each other they're in love, which like is cute and all, and I'm sure they spent a lot of time together, so maybe they know. I don't know. Haven't been in love, so maybe you know after 3 weeks, but I feel like that's kind of quick. I feel like 3 weeks and then to be like, we're in love and gonna be getting married is a little insane. No? So that's my second con, a little insta love. But I mean, maybe that's just how I experienced it because I read it quite quickly. And then my last con, which is definitely just a personal preference, is that I did not really enjoy Libby as a character. Actually, no, that's not true. Libby, I thought was fine. Like, her personality, her character is fun, and I think she added to the book and she was cute and all. But the thing she did, I was kind of just like, how is Nora not more mad about this? I don't have any siblings, so maybe I don't understand sibling dynamics. I don't know. But if someone lied to me like this, I would just kind of be like, what the hell is wrong with you? And like, the type of secrets that she kept, and then she was blaming the fact that she did those things on the way that her sister acted. So like, Libby was blaming Nora for her lying and keeping secrets and all this stuff, when it was so clear Nora was trying so hard. And like, if Libby really had an issue with it, she should have just talked. Anyway, I'm trying to therapeutize these girls and they don't need me because they're fictional. All they really needed, those two, was a little bit of talking. So miscommunication, but not even miscommunication, just no communication. So those are my 3 cons. Now let's think of 3 pros. First pro was that this book was so easy to read. Like, obviously it was very fun, so easy. Like, I flew through it because you get engaged and I appreciate that. It was easy to continue reading. The chapters were nice and short. Oh yeah, the second pro is that I really like the character of Nora. She's a character that I haven't necessarily read before. I have read, obviously, hardworking, dedicated women, but I think this was done kind of differently. I really appreciated it. I thought she was fun, and I also really liked how Charlie didn't love her despite the fact that she was a businesswoman. He loved her because she was. Like, I enjoyed that. It's not like we're trading off her flaws because she's hot. Like, no, this is why I like her. I appreciate that. Also, Charlie always knew what to say. That man knows what to say and when to say it. And then I think that's it, honestly. I don't really have any more pros for it. It's much easier to point at the cons because it's things you don't enjoy. It's much easier to find those than it is to find things you do enjoy. That's really all I have to say about this book. Overall, obviously very fun, very cute, easy read, super fun, super fast. For some reason, this never came up in my review, but I rated this book 3.5 stars. If you want to see my other ratings, then check out my Goodreads down below. This book was good enough to convince me to read her new book, Happy Place, so I'm going to read that one soon. Thank you so much for watching me read this book. Thank you for listening to me talk. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk. I hope you've given this book a read. If you haven't, give this book a read. Maybe you'll know what I'm talking about a bit more. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and then I'll see you in the next video. Keep on enjoying books, everybody.